So you want to get into publishing? Interesting. Right, we are going to talk about how to get into publishing, and I've got my little penguin mug with me. Firstly, I'm going to take you to have a look at my current book collection, because why not? If you love books, here you go. These are some of my books. There's some more in here. So yes, if your dream is to get in publishing because you want to get lots and lots of books, then you're gonna be in the right industry for that. But yeah, let's get into it. Hello, my name is Ayn and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to get into publishing, and this has to be probably one of the most asked questions that people that work in publishing get. I've got like my little penguin mug, all set, and I've got some notes as well because I really don't want to forget anything. The first thing that I'm going to say is I actually do have a website where I have lots of tips in terms of how to get into publishing and just in general about careers, and it's called aynsnote.com. So do go and check it out after this, and you're also going to find a surprise in the description down below. Now let's get right into it. First thing that I want to say is publishing is very competitive, so please don't feel discouraged if you're sending like lots of applications and maybe you're not landing that job just yet. It's very tricky. There's so many people that really want to get into the industry. There's amazing candidates and the competition is absolutely fierce. So don't, give up. Stick to it and you'll eventually, I'm sure you'll get in. Well, I'm not exactly sure that you'll get in. I can't really guarantee that. But there are some things that you can definitely do to help your application and really help you to get through this kind of like tough process that everyone has had to go through. I remember when I was trying to get into publishing, and I literally was sending so many applications and it took me quite a long time, but eventually I got there and it was the best day ever when I got that first job offer. So I'm going to talk you through 5 different things that you can do to make sure that you get the application ready for your first publishing job. And I want to emphasize, it may not be your dream job, but I really suggest that you keep an open mind and you get in, and then you can choose really what you want to do. So the first thing is really making sure that you understand the industry. So industry knowledge is something that can give you a lot of help when it comes to applying for positions and positioning yourself as well and your transferable skills for a role at your best. If you don't know about the industry and you don't know like what the different departments are, chances are that you're gonna create an application that is a bit generic and actually is not gonna make it through the cut. So understanding all the different departments and all the different functions within publishing will give you so much help. It is also very important that you understand how the industry is split. So for example, there is academic publishing, there's trade publishing, there's lots of different kinds of publishing that you will need to like research and look into. And that's gonna, again, help you identify maybe a specific part of the industry where you can bring the most value, or you think that you might be finding the most inspiration. The most popular one is probably trade publishing. It is where I'm working right now, although I have worked multiple times in academic publishing and I can definitely vouch for it. I think there is a glamour attached to trade publishing. And when I say trade publishing, I mean commercial publishing. So all the books that I've shown you at the beginning of this video would have been published by a trade publisher, so a commercial publisher. I think there is a lot of glamour attached to it, but honestly, academic publishing is just as great. There's so many big opportunities, and actually the salaries are higher. So there you go. If you're in it for the money, first of all, don't go into publishing. And second of all, if you really, really want to, just go into academic publishing. The other thing that is important to discuss is training. So I've always thought this thing about publishing. I think it isn't the NASA, so you're not going to need like a huge amount of training. And I think if you can afford to do a master's, please go ahead and do it if it's going to give you more confidence. I have done one, but it was purely because I was applying for a publishing position in a foreign country, which meant for me that I didn't have enough knowledge of the industry, and it would help me to build my contacts and to build my knowledge at the same time. It was a conscious choice. It's a lot of investment and a lot of money that you have to put into it. So do have a think. Sometimes MAs are very good, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you could do maybe like a short course to get into publishing, and there's like lots of resources available, and I'm gonna share a link. You're gonna find a link down below with lots of resources that you can tap into if you're kind of wondering about what to do. Ultimately though, it is really important that you show a passion for the industry. Passion isn't everything, so don't be like the person that goes in and says, well, I've always wanted to work with books because I love books. Everyone that works in publishing loves books, otherwise we wouldn't be there, and that's just like not gonna help someone to understand what your unique skills are. You saying that you love books is really lovely, and it's, you know, very important that you state that, but please don't lead with that, because that's just not going to be any different than any of the other thousands, I'm not kidding, thousands of candidates that are going to apply probably for the very same job that you're applying to. So a passion for book can be shown in lots of different ways. You could talk about maybe a project that you've worked on. You could talk about your favorite book, or a book campaign if you're thinking about going into PR, or if you're thinking of going into marketing, for example. I think there are lots of ways that you can shape your application and your CV, and also like a work experience and volunteer experience if you are currently doing any, to make sure that it reflects the fact that you do love books, so that you don't have to say it. It's just going to be very, very clear. And talking about application and CV, that is a very, very important part of the process. Because of how competitive the industry is, it is very important that you make sure that your CV and cover letter are absolutely perfect, or as close to perfect as they can be. This is going to take time. You're not going to get it right at the beginning, especially if you're new to the world of work. It will take a little while to understand what works, what doesn't, how to structure your CV, and how to make your cover letter stand out. There's definitely some resources that you can tap into, and there's some advice that maybe like friends can give you. My biggest tip would be, make sure you give it enough time, make sure you keep it short and sweet, and always ask someone to read that for you, because someone can give you like advice and they can tell you, actually, it just doesn't sound like you. I remember this one time that I had a CV and cover letter for a job that I really wanted, and I asked one of my best friends, could you just like read through this for me? Because I don't know, I just want your advice. And when she told me her feedback, I was just so shocked, because she said to me, this is not you. I would never have told that it was you that wrote that CV and that cover letter. Your personality isn't coming across properly. You need to rewrite it. And that was like absolutely key for me. And it was like a really big moment where I understood why you really need external feedback to make sure that your personality and your skills are both shining through your application. Another thing that is really good to have is contacts. Now, I appreciate that not everyone knows someone that works in publishing, but for example, now you're watching this video, so you maybe know a little bit about me. You could comment below, you could just say something, or contact me on social media. Those are all like nice ways to build up your network. I think networking is very important. Publishing is definitely a people's business, and like we're very focused on relationship and making sure that we will rapport both internally and externally. So if you can, go to events virtually or face-to-face, or connect with people on social media. In terms of social media, Twitter is definitely the platform to be in. If you don't have a Twitter account, I would recommend that you create one and start connecting with people, because honestly, so much of the conversation around publishing goes on Twitter, and you should join it, because it's a wonderful way to meet new people, and you can also meet some like key decision makers that might be the ones that give you the job one day. And finally, I think it's important to acknowledge that because there is a lot of competition, sometimes it's just a matter of luck whether you land that dream job or not. I know a lot of people that have applied for jobs, and I have the same experience myself for a couple of positions where I thought I was going to be absolutely perfect for it, and there was going to be nobody that had the exact same skills as me and the exact same experience, and I was definitely going to land that job. And then in the end I didn't. And I think you are quite heartbroken at the beginning, but you do have to move past that feeling and think, okay, that was like not the right position for me. Sometimes it is really hard to take rejection and to kind of keep going, but that's the kind of grit that is needed to make it into such a competitive industry. So that's it for now, and this is like my very short and sweet how to get into publishing. I have lots and lots of resources on my website, so I'm going to link them all down below. Please do subscribe if you like this video, and put like on it, because I would really love to create more. And if you've got any questions about how I got into publishing, or any questions at all that you'd like me to discuss in another video, please let me know. Thank you so much, and good luck.